So my understanding is that the thrust around de-dollarization was missed at a number of levels. First, when government raised interest rate from 200%, from 80% rather to 200%. At that level, yes, of course, we understand that they want to contain credit creation to reduce the rate from running away, right? But what it did, it then made it very difficult for companies to borrow in Zimbabwean dollars. Because if you are borrowing $1 and a 200%, it means you have to pay extra $3. And if you look at it from a practical sense in business, you cannot make any reasonable margin to pay back that money. So businesses began now to negotiate with the banks to convert their loans into US dollars from Zim dollar. So that in itself then is so rapid deepening of the dollarization agenda, which was in direct contrast of what the government was trying to achieve. Yes, I'm aware that in the recent weeks, the governor of central bank has reduced the interest rate from 200% to 150%. But you understand, 150% interest rate is still high. And again, it has not changed much when I talk to businesses, even banks, to see if there's traction in the direction of the change of the loans. That is one thing. The second issue which has driven deepened dollarization is the government position in its decision on what is the government currency of priority. Yes, we have a statutory instrument which allows all economic agents, government included, to use a dual currency. But it would have made more sense from a policy perspective for government to stick to US dollar, to Zim dollars or rather, and then say, oh, other economic agents, you can use any currency which you want. But if you are paying all statutory obligations, you pay the Zimbabwean dollar. And even when you are transacting with the government, you must be ready to be paid Zimbabwean dollar. What it does, it creates demand for the Zimbabwean dollar. Naturally, if you are a business person, if you have any receipt of Zimbabwean dollar, you keep it. Because you know when you are going to be paying VAT, you need to use Zimbabwean dollar. When you are going to be paying payee, you need Zimbabwean dollar. So, and you are going to see businesses and even various economic agents hunting for the Zimbabwean dollar and protecting it. Because you don't want to default paying the statutory obligation. So that would then they've taken away pressure on the black market. Because at this moment, anyone who gets Zim dollar just run to the black market and convert it, and the rate is running away. So those are the two real drivers of the dollarization drive which you are seeing. I'm not by any insinuation saying that that was going to be a silver bullet in as far as supporting the Zimbabwean dollar to be a currency of choice, because we need production as well. Because we say in economics, the strength of a currency is reflected in its production capacity. So, but it was going to be a quick win or a low-hanging fruit, if you want to put it that way. And this discussion, we had it sometime in October 2021 when I was invited by Parliament, talked to the Minister of Finance, when the Minister was presenting as a discussant. And at that time, we didn't have an international case study. But now you see, I'll give an example of Russia. Russia, when they were slapped with sanctions by the Western countries, Russian currency, ruble, crashed. But they made a decision, a similar view, that we are going to be demanding ruble for anyone who's going to be transacting with Russia. And immediately there was a change of trajectory in terms of the performance of the Russian currency. And it is held back. And it's one of the best performing currencies, as it were. So the risk which we have now going forward, which I then want to advise government to look at and maybe try to put some policy measures, is that we have a situation where at least 80% of transactions are in US dollars and 20% are in Zim dollar. But you have a civil servant sector whose budget share is 52% of the total budget. And we're talking about $2.2 trillion, which is almost equal to the total money supply in the banking sector. So the element of liquidity kicks in. There will be excess liquidity into the market because they're going to be given this massive size of the budget in the course of the year. And they are facing a market which is rejecting Zimbabwe dollar. So what does it mean? It means we are going to continue to have civil servants thronging the black market to get the US dollar, because the market they are facing, at the very least, they have at least 80% of their pocket in the US dollars. But some markets like pharmaceuticals is 100% US dollars. So we need to reverse this risk. We have, again, 25% of the budget, which is 1.1 trillion, going to construction. And that's $1.1 trillion. So government must now reverse, that's my advice, the position they've taken last year to say 50% of the construction work is paid in US dollars to 100%. And now begin to make a decision to say all the taxes coming to government and all the statutory obligation should be in Zim dollar. That will then hold back the desperation of economic urge to go to the black market, because you know that there is going to be a market for the currency. If we don't do that, I can tell you that the barrier of the Zimbabwean dollar is very close. It's very close. Yeah, that's what I can say.